Yes. Welcome back to another Victory Monday edition of the Officialize Experience. I'm Kyle Schonewill, and as always, I'm joined by your starting quarterback in the Minnesota Vikings, Kirk Cousins. Kirk, can you tell me why today is extra special?
Well, we're thrilled to be back here on the podcast after a victory, but today's a little special because we have a great guest today.
Yes.
We have Latavius Murray in the house.
Latavius
Welcome,
Murray.
Latavius. We're excited to bring him on board.
Welcome to our show. First of all, did you celebrate last night in any particular way, the Victory Monday?
No, just went out to eat with the fam.
There you go.
Kept it simple. Went home, baked some chocolate chip cookies, and watched Matilda.
Oh,
to be honest,
that's a man after my own heart. That's perfect.
And you know what? All right, should we get into
Absolutely.
So my wife, or fiance, we were picking out of three. It was Matilda, Mrs. Doubtfire. It was right on the Apple TV kind of buy for $10.
Right.
One of those three. Matilda, Mrs. Doubtfire. I forget the other. She chose Matilda. Didn't know that she really knew it. She knew it word for word.
Really? After all these years?
Word for word. Word for
I'm
word.
not well.
I was impressed.
You just kind of let her pick and just said, I'll just watch and relax.
And
perfect.
Caught me off guard.
So
Wow.
both new-ish fathers, correct?
Yes.
How is fatherhood treating both of you?
It's going well, but I'm a few months ahead of him, so I've just been giving him some tips and some thoughts. And our baby was born during the season, and his was born this year during the season. So we have that in common of trying to figure it out as you're going through the busyness of the season.
Yeah, it's kind of the best roller coaster you can be on, in a sense. That's kind of how I explain it. It's, ups and downs, the crying, but then it's just those moments that just kind of wow, that's my boy.
When he falls asleep on your chest, it's special.
Yeah.
You might have a lot more Matilda and maybe some Beauty and the Beast in the future.
I was going to say, you're going to be watching some nice Disney movies up ahead, and we did hear you're a big Beauty and the Beast fan, which we also are.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm just a huge fan of, these older movies that they're remaking, and so I was, when Beauty and the Beast came out, and obviously, I don't know her name.
Hermione?
Emma Watson?
Emma Watson, right? Yeah. When she was the lead actress, I said, "Yeah, let's go."
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
I'm
Big
also
Emma
a
Watson guy.
Harry Potter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's good.
So I'm a musician, and the songs in Beauty and the Beast are so unbelievable that I'm going home afterwards why is this so magical? I'm trying to figure out what are they doing that works so much?
chords,
Yeah. Tale as old as time. That one. Evermore, the new.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. I'm into it. Unbelievable. Okay, let's get into the game a little bit. I want to start off this 24-9 victory over the Detroit Lions, giving out game balls. Okay, so I got a ball right here, and you have to go around and give out a game ball to someone who you feel like earned it yesterday. Okay,
Sure.
Could be anybody. So my first game ball goes to Daniel Hunter. He was a hunter yesterday. That was okay. That wasn't my best work, but 9 tackles. 3.5 sacks, a fumble recovery for a touchdown. He was all over the place. We need so much more Daniil Hunter in our lives. It was incredible. So my game ball, here's to you, Daniil Hunter.
That was a great selection.
Kirk,
Obviously,
you wanna go?
an easy choice. Daniil Hunter had.
Yeah, it wasn't easy.
Daniil Hunter almost single-handedly won the game, but I'm going to give my game ball because it is hard to narrow down any one player on the team. I'm going to give my game ball to our head equipment manager, Dennis Ryan.
Ooh,
I need to give him a shout out. Dennis has been here for many, many years.
Okay.
And he doesn't complain. He's very humble. He works very hard. He serves the players. And I finish every drive, whether it's 3 and out or a touchdown. I come off the field, and Dennis has a towel, a cup of water, and my baseball cap waiting for me. And he's standing right there by where I sit on the bench. And he hands it to me, and he doesn't ride the roller coaster. If we score, he's the exact same as if it's 3 and out. He just stays the course. And so I appreciate Dennis's calming presence in these tense games. And so he deserves a game ball, and he deserves a lot more than that. He deserves a Super Bowl ring, and that's what we're working towards. But for now, I'll give Dennis the game ball. And
game ball to Dennis.
Knuckles for Dennis. There we go.
Taves, who did you have in the game?
Does Dennis have arms like Daniil, though?
No, Dennis doesn't. He may have an earlier day, but
I don't think,
I
don't think NFL players do.
I really don't. I seen Daniil. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
There you go.
I think I was going 2 ways with it, but you know what? We had a goal we had in mind during the week on what we were going to do up front. So I'm going to give a shout out to the big boys up front. Everybody on the offensive line gets a game ball.
Let's get into that slogan that Coach Zimmer started for us.
Oh, absolutely.
For pounding the beef.
Pound the
So
beef.
Coach Zimmer came to us on Wednesday in the team meeting, and he always does a great job of narrowing down the plan to say this is what's going to matter. This is what we have to focus on. We can't be great at everything or focus on everything. So let's focus on a few things and try to really win the game in those areas. Well, this week he said the Lions have a lot of size up front, but we need to run the ball well. We need to turn the clock and run the ball. And so the term he used was we need to pound the beef. And we kind of looked at him quizzically, and he looked and said, like when you tenderize meat with like a hammer, you pound it, and then you soften it, and then it enables you to, have softer beef. So he said we have to do that to the Lions defense. We have to tenderize them. We have to just keep pounding until they break, and we can run the football successfully. So the thing all week, the rallying cry was pound the beef. I mean, every run play in practice, the linemen were yelling it. We were yelling it pregame, on the field in the huddle.
Yeah.
And then I had a quarterback sneak randomly, and the first thing they do before even helping pick me up was, yeah, Kirk, pound the beef. Pound the beef.
You can be a part of pounding the beef too.
I don't think Coach Zimmer intended for it to go as far as it did, but that may stick a while.
Was
Pound
he
the beef.
aware of how much it grew?
I don't know.
I don't know if he was, but he had to catch it because we usually take everything over the top. We do everything.
So we have a group text with, the backs and the linemen, and after the game, Mike Remmers texted his victory steak at Manny's Steakhouse downtown.
There you go.
And he texted a picture of it, and then Tavius texted back. He said, Remmers is still pounding the beef.
I can
After
imagine.
hours.
Yeah, I can imagine you guys take that a long way. Some seasoning on the beef,
A
some
lot of
marinade,
mileage.
a little.
Yeah.
So hopefully we keep pounding the beef, because when we pound the beef and play great defense, good things are happening.
So a game like yesterday, do you guys know from the game plan going into the week that that's kind of how it's going to flow? That you're going to get more carries, that the defense is going to show up, and then a follow up to that is, when you're in the huddle on offense, does that change as you see the defense playing that way?
I think it changes when you see the defense having a great game. You are starting to play to that strength, and you're saying we don't need to be as aggressive. Our defense is playing well. We need to play a field position game. We need to use the clock up, and we do need to hopefully run the ball well. But I think running the ball well is an every week desire. I mean, if you can run the ball well, you're going to be good. Taze, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think, I really truly understood what it was to play with a really good defense. You kind of can just maybe sit back and just do things right, don't lose the game in a sense. But yeah, definitely running the ball, I think that sets the tone. That's a mentality every week when you're able to do that. But yeah, the way our defense played yesterday, it's almost kind of weird games sometimes. You're not on the field much. They pick six, so they're back on the field. And you look back and you didn't have that many snaps on offense, but you beat them up pretty bad. So it's
right.
Yeah, I noticed there was a huge disparity last. I looked it up. It was like 70 snaps to 46 snaps or something like that.
Yeah.
Total plays is an interesting stat, because if you don't have as many cracks at it, you don't have as many chances, you're not going to be as productive. And certainly, we look at it and say, well, it's our own fault. When you go 3 and out, or when you have a turnover, like I had the interception yesterday, then you aren't going to have as many plays. So the best way to get more plays is to protect the football and convert third down so that you are staying on the field. Mm-hmm. But, it was an interesting game. I'm just glad we won.
I thought another shout-out should go to the special teams unit, just because yesterday Dan made his only field goal, made all 3 extra points.
Yes.
Cheryl's had 1 return. It was 24 yards. That helps.
Yes.
Hidden yardage, as we've talked about
field
in the
position.
past. Yeah, and then the punter had 3 punts inside the 20, and I think a couple inside the 5.
Yes.
So it
more and
changes
more
everything.
I'm learning about complementary football, meaning special teams does things to put our offense in a position to then be successful. And then if our offense can stay on the field for a while, we give our defense a chance to be successful while they're able to rest and regroup. And then when our defense is scoring points or having sacks, that helps our field position as well. So it's all complementary, and I think anytime we have an explosive offense, it's often a result of having a defense and a special teams that helps put you in that position, and vice versa. So we really do try to feed off one another, and when all 3 phases are rolling, I think that's when we can be a really special team.
Mm-hmm. Latavius, can you take us through where the nickname or Tay Train came from, and maybe give us a little rundown on the celebration here?
So in high school, I had a announcer. He was our chemistry teacher.
Perfect.
Mr. Highland, never forget him.
Yeah.
I don't know. We had a pretty good high school. I had talked to him about it. Mike Hart went to my high school prior to me.
Oh yeah.
It's a very, very small school in the country. Graduating class 65.
Wow.
So
Tiny.
very tiny. So 2 backs came out of there, which is a pretty big deal where I'm from. But I don't know. He just started calling me the Tay Train, when I scored, and
Mr. Highland.
yeah,
Mr. Highland.
And I just ran with it, and then once I got into the league, I figured, hey, let's make some Tay Train shirts. Let's go with it.
Yep.
And it stuck. So I just have some fun with it. And then the celebration one year, I don't know. If you're on a train or if you go by a train, you tell them to honk the horn. So I just did that with with a capital T.
That's good.
It's also our bus signal? I probably wasn't supposed to say that.
No, you're good. No, it's not our bus signal.
Air.
This isn't
okay.
our bus signal.
All right,
You're
good. Sorry.
Okay. You just blew it for us.
No, you're good.
Just ruined a touchdown for Kirk. Sorry.
Yeah, Kirk, you ruined it. I love it, though.
I hope you got your chemistry teacher one of the T-shirts, or maybe we'll have to get him one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sure he wears it with
he's
pride.
well compensated.
Yeah.
I gave him share in the company.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mr. Highland. Okay, so Kirk, what is a favorite play from Latavius, or maybe not just from this week, but from the season?
Yeah, so one play that comes to mind was actually last week against the Saints. It was early in the game, and I could tell in my snap count as I'm in the shotgun and Latavius is next to me that the routes we have versus the coverage their Saints are playing is not looking good. And so I say to Latavius, as I'm going through the cadence, like, say, Hut, 180. Hey, I'm going to need you here, bud. 180, say, Hut. And I meant, I'm going to need you to get open because you're probably my only option. Well, he thought I meant I'm going to need you in protection because we had talked all week about their blitzes and picking up their blitzes. So Latavius is staying in the pocket looking for somebody. Like, who does Kirk want me to get? I don't see anybody. But he's trying, to protect me. And then after the play, I look at him and I'm like, I said, I need you. Where were you? He said, I'm trying to protect. I said, no, I'm at the route. So sure enough, I'm glad we talked about it on the sideline, looked at the pictures, and then later in the half, they played a similar coverage and there was a similar play. And sure enough, I said, hey, I'm really going to need you here. Like, get out on your route. And he did. He got out fast. And because of the way they played the coverage, he was open and got a big gain and got us down in field goal range. So I thought that was a great little side story of how we're trying to figure it out as we play.
I just love how you guys spend so much time trying to do everything in secret and code, code words and this. And finally, Kirk just goes, I need you right here. This is it. Latavius, this is coming to you.
Yeah, I try to say it quietly so the linebacker doesn't hear me, but at home it's pretty quiet, and sometimes they do pick up on stuff, but that's all right.
Latavius, what's Kirk like in the huddle?
I would say he's really calm. Serious guy.
Yeah.
We try to lighten him up. I know Pat. So what's up, 8? What's up, 8?
He does give me that a lot.
all the time. I
don't know what he wants from him. Pat Elfine just looks at me and he's like, let's go, 8. Come on, 8. What's up, 8? And he looks at me and I'm like, what?
What do you want me to do?
Yeah, he's a pretty serious guy.
Diggsy wants me to smile more.
Yeah.
He tells me to smile, and I would agree with Latavius. My wife tells me the same thing. I'm too serious, so I'm trying to work on that.
Yeah, it's all good.
A little more pound the beef.
Yeah, pounding the beef may help lighten me up.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that play, I told him, and I was telling him yesterday, I said, man, that wasn't, that little quarterback sneak he kind of called. I said, that's big time right there.
Was that his call?
Inspiring. He's just staring at me like.
Yeah, he did.
No
he did
smile,
say that.
no
After
nothing.
I got up from the sneak, I'm walking back the huddle, and he does come over and he's like, "Great play, man. That's inspiring." And I didn't give him anything because I'm listening to for the next play. I'm just trying to
He's just locked
move
in.
on.
Locked in.
Then another world.
Well, I guess that's better than not being locked in.
It's good to know that he heard me. I didn't even think he heard me.
I hear everything, but I don't necessarily give them any feedback because I'm just so in the moment. Adam Thielen always wants to talk after plays, and I'm thinking, dude, I'm on to the next one. We got time on the sideline.
Sideline, absolutely. Latavius, how's your relationship with Dalvin Cook?
It's good. It's really good. I think, him and I coming in here last year for the first time together, getting to know each other. I was hurt, when he was, just coming in, picked up on the playbook really well, and played really well. And, and I'm not going to lie, I was really impressed how fast he was able to learn. And then I think our roles are kind of reversed this past season, him being injured and then me playing, and so early on. And so I think we were able to, maybe communicate a lot in that way about, being out and wanting to be back out there. And now that he's back healthy, it's been good. I always believe that the more competition you have in a room, it makes everybody better. And I'd be lying if I say that I'm competing really hard, during the off-season training camp against Dalvin, because it's making us better, it's making me better. So I was really happy to see him back out on the field yesterday, that 70-yarder. I mean, that's the things that he can do, and we need that. We need everybody, especially to do what we want to do.
Man, he was inches away.
Yeah.
Just
It
barely
was an
got
impressive
tripped.
run that the safety had an angle and still wasn't really able to cut him off. I think that shows his speed as well.
On the interception, do you want to
Yeah.
take us through what happened?
Yeah, came out on the edge, and the defensive end, outside linebacker, however you want to look at it, was played that well and came up the field, and so I couldn't get outside of him. In hindsight, I would have liked to pump the ball, try to get him with his hands up, and then run around him. That probably would have been the better play. But I set up, knew I had to get rid of it because he was bearing down, and again, in hindsight, then could have ditched it right at Aldrich's feet in the flat. But felt Adam was climbing, and I was basically trying to put it over the flat defender's head, thinking that he was my only issue, and he wasn't my only issue. The corner was able to play with vision and kind of sync with Treddy, but then also come off on Adam's route, and he made a nice play, and certainly frustrating because you felt like you gave him one. When your defense is playing that well, we had run the ball well. The last thing you want to do is handicap everybody. So that was frustrating, but learn from it, and I think I'll be better on a keeper like that in the future.
Okay, so something totally random we need to get into. I've heard that Latavius is a big candle guy, like scented
Yeah.
candle. Can you confirm or deny this?
I can confirm. I'm a big fan of the candles.
Apparently, that's a thing. Like I
Okay.
didn't know this until the last few months.
Any particular candles or just
With essential oils, you know what I
Okay.
mean? I try to keep it clean.
Gotcha, clean candles.
Clean and smelling good, Yeah.
So my wife's into candles,
Yeah?
and I'm not against
Mine
it.
too.
I love coming home and smelling, the smell of evergreens or maple or whatever she chooses to use. But I don't get into it. Like I don't go shop for them But apparently, it's not only Taves; it's a few other guys in the team. I've run into them at Mall of America, and they're walking out with double shopping bags. And I'm thinking it's going to be like Nike Town or something like that, and it's just straight up Bath and Body Works candles. And so apparently that's a thing. I guess I am not part of that crew, but Taves knows what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
you should see the looks I get when I'm the 6'3", pretty built black guy standing in the line with a bundle of candles.
Bundle of candles.
Buy one get one or something. What are
Do
you
you have
doing?
a favorite scent or
Favorite
is it
scent.
seasonal?
I'm very seasonal. That's one thing. I'm just getting through my autumns, and so I just got the the holiday candles
Yeah,
coming in, the
Thanksgiving's
Thanksgiving, the
coming.
Christmas ones,
Wow.
and they kind of switch it up. Like there's a waffle pecan kind of like
Oh.
the ones that smell like food, even those, or like a dessert.
So did you light candles last night while watching Matilda
Oh,
after
yeah.
the win? That's a
A
no-brainer.
candle is always lit. And in my house, it's lit all the
That's
time in my
amazing.
house.
It's literally
What
lit.
does your fiance think of? Like, is she into it too, like my wife is, or does she actually say like, "Hey, that's your
No,
thing"?
I remember we were in the mall and she wanted to go to Zara, and I was like, well, I'm gonna go get some candles. Yeah,
Wow.
and
Wow.
yeah.
So it's not even as much her thing.
Oh,
When my
no,
wife
no.
goes to Zara, I go to Cinnabon, but he goes to Bath and Body Works.
It's like legit his thing. My eyes are being opened
there's
right now.
there's nothing better than especially where we live, Minnesota right now, the cold, than
True,
a
true.
wick burning. Just if you don't have a fireplace, I'm sure you do. I don't know. Yeah.
We had the fire on last night, and it got
Got
about
way
85
too hot.
degrees in the house, and
Yeah.
it lingered all night. Candles, that's amazing. Okay, so what's a normal bye week look like schedule wise, and then do you guys have special plans?
Taves, what does your bye week look
Bye
like?
week. So obviously we'll be back at it tomorrow and Wednesday.
Oh, okay, so I didn't know that. So you
Yeah.
do still practice.
Yeah, you practice. You would. Well, I've heard some teams just take off. I think they just have to do some soul searching at that
Not
point.
the
for
Minnesota Vikings.
That's
No.
not the Coach Zimmer way.
No.
So we'll get some work these next 2 days, and then I'm gonna head down to Florida, check on the place in Miami, and then head up to Orlando to go see
Great.
the national
The
champs
Knights,
play.
defending national champs,
That's
the
right.
UCF Knights.
Okay, I was just gonna say we got to pause before the bye week and say you went to UCF.
I
right?
did.
Okay, do you still follow them a lot?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Every week.
That's
and
outstanding.
Yeah.
and is the national champ thing a real thing?
Listen, I'm gonna be completely honest.
Please do.
I respect why our AD decided to to do that. I think it's just to spark the conversation. It kind of tick
Well,
people.
they're still undefeated.
And
They haven't lost in forever.
They haven't lost.
26 straight or 25 straight.
So
something,
the
yeah.
fact that you're still winning
Yeah.
kind of cements the fact that you probably did have a right to
They
claim
need
something
an
last year.
8-team playoff
Yeah.
so that UCF can go play.
Yeah.
Or they just need to give one of the 4 spots to a team like UCF and say, hey, that's why we created the playoff
Yeah.
to give, because it used to be only 2 teams got in, so you got room for 3 and 4.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
I
interesting.
think the thing about that is you let them in and they have to represent. It can't be.
But when Boise State got to go to the Fiesta Bowl, they beat Oklahoma.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you'd hate to see these teams that no one expected to win, and yet the other teams in the same situation not even be given a chance.
Yeah. So, we just I think right now we just got to keep winning and see how it goes. But
I hope they do it again.
Yeah,
I
me
hope
too.
they win it out. And they may be the reason that they do go to an 18 playoff.
Yeah.
Like you can point back and say it was UCF going undefeated 2 years in a row and getting shut out 2 years in a row, and that is why we have an 18 playoff.
Well,
someday.
and I heard that they don't have. It's not total cupcakes on their schedule. I saw they had like a 7-1 Temple or something, and there was a few
Yeah.
games on there. It's not just
Yeah.
like
no,
nobody's.
there's a difference between the conference they're in and then some of the other conferences in
Yeah.
FBS. They're not the bottom feeders at all.
yeah.
But you appreciate the AD bringing it up at least. So
I
that it's
appreciate because it's sparking conversation, and I
Yes.
think that's what it's about. It's
good marketing.
to get them to talk. Yeah, and I think he knew what he was doing. I was actually there during the spring when they hung the
banner?
the banner of the national championship. I said, okay, we're really doing this. Huh?
he's
We're
going
really
all
doing
in.
this. All right,
Pound the beef.
yeah, pound the beef. Yeah,
That's amazing.
So back to the bye week. My bye week schedule will be like you said. I'm not leaving until Wednesday afternoon because we got 2 days of work. But then we'll get out, go spend time with family, get a change of scenery, just rest. I think the key for me is to just get some good sleep. I'll do a little bit to get the blood flowing, so I'm not just static all weekend. But at the same time, just rest my mind and my body, and then come back Sunday night so that we can be ready to go Monday morning for a big game against the Bears.
Yeah, I know you guys understand this, but the next 2 games are massive.
I mean, this one was massive, and the next 2, I think this 3-game stretch and divisional games, depending on how we do, could write the story.
Okay, so before I let you guys go, every week we ask people to use the hashtag #AskKirk and send us questions. And so this week there was a couple for you as well. So I narrowed them down to 2 questions, 2 of my favorites, okay? So I'm just going to give them to you. These are the Ask Kirk questions on Twitter, okay? If Mike Zimmer was a breakfast item, what breakfast item would he be?
I'll answer first just to give Taze time to think. I'm going to say, at the risk of offending Coach Zimmer, I'm going to say toast.
Toast.
Just straight toast.
Not buttered or jam, peanut butter maybe?
You know what? Definitely no jelly, no peanut butter.
No frills.
Yeah, no frills. Slightly burnt. Slightly.
Okay.
But at the end of the day,
But still edible.
nutritious. Oh, definitely edible, but nutritious, good for you. And
Nutritious toast.
I don't need to break this down any further, but that's what came to mind.
Tavius?
maybe like a bowl of grits.
That's pretty good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could
Do we
be-
put brown sugar in there or cheese? Or?
No, you keep him pretty plain.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
he's
I love it.
he's a simple
So
guy.
maybe we could pair our grits with some toast.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Little lumpy at times, but some water,
We're going deep on this
watery,
analogy.
Then there's the time they're perfect.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a
This
good
is
call.
perfect.
Holy grits.
Absolutely. Okay, last question. What's the most hilarious thing you guys have seen a teammate do in the locker room post-win? That was another question I got online.
In the locker room.
Can you think of anything? In general, is it pretty subdued, or are people celebrating? What's the vibe?
There's an initial celebration. Coach Zimmer's always in a great mood after wins, so then he's happy. We kind of go around to shake each other's hands, congratulate one another. We understand it took everybody in there. And that's pretty much it. And then the media comes in quickly thereafter, and so you then kind of have to be on your best behavior, But one thing that's unique is, we have a great ownership group here in the Wilf family. And after the game, much of their family is there in the locker room to congratulate us after a win. So you kind of go through the Wilf family line and shake all their hands. And there's how many were there yesterday?
generations.
Yeah,
You
it's
go
all
through all
generations. They're probably, I don't know, a dozen.
Yeah.
And you just shake everyone's hand.
Who's
You know,
that?
and-
Who's that in
a
that
dozen.
front? Who's that in the front room? Like
I
before?
don't know
before
if
you
those
get in the
are.
locker room.
So we get through the Delta Club where there's fans, and then we go back to our locker room, and then when you break through the locker room doors, there's the ownership, and then you go on to the team. But between the Delta Club and ownership, there's this group of fans now that just started, like the last few home games that is there. And I don't know if they're also family of the ownership group or if it's
They bought tickets or something?
yeah, they won a prize. I don't know, but I high-five them too.
Me too.
Don't ignore them. They seem thrilled to see us, which is great. And then
So if you're a fan, that's where you need to sneak into that
that's
area
the
because
spot.
the players
That's the
don't
spot.
know.
That's the
Right.
spot,
We
yeah.
all think you're one of the crews,
That's
so we're
the
like, come
spot.
on in. So that's pretty fun.
Awesome. Right. Latavius, thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it, man.
That was
went
fun.
by quick. What was that?
I don't
Probably
know.
hit about 25 minutes.
25 minutes or so?
Nice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great having you.
Appreciate you guys.
We really enjoyed having you on. Thanks for taking the time, and
Absolutely.
look forward to the second half of this season.
Yeah,
sir.
good luck to both of you the rest of the way here. Let's get some wins, some
Thank
more
you.
victory minds.
Thank
And
you.
I want to remind everyone, thank you so much for listening. You can check this out on officialize.com. Actually, you're on officialize.com
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah.
So you can check out stuff from Kirk or from Latavius on officialize.com. Otherwise, it's anywhere podcasts are found. iTunes. It's called the Officialize Experience. Don't forget to use your hashtag AskKirk for next week, and we'll talk to you soon.